Okay, now I would like to explain about the locus diagrams with variation of various parameters. In electrical circuits, the magnitude and phase current of current vector depends upon the values of resistance, inductance, capacitance when applied voltage and frequency are kept constant. So the magnitude of current vector or the magnitude of current and phase value depends on resistance, inductance and capacitance value when voltage and frequency are kept constant. The path traced by the terminus or tip of the current vector when the parameters R, L and C are varied is called the current locus diagram. The locus diagrams are useful in studying and understanding the behavior of RLC circuit when one of these parameters are varied by keeping voltage and frequency are constant. Okay, these locus diagrams are useful for studying or understanding the RLC circuit. So when one of the parameters, resistance or inductance or capacitors are varied by keeping voltage and frequency constant. So here first circuit, okay, series RL circuit. So now we have to draw the locus diagrams for different series RLC circuits and parallel RLC circuits. So first one, series RL circuit with varying resistance. So this is series RL circuit. Here the reactance value equals to XL, resistance value equals to R. Inductive reactance value XL, resistance value equals to R. Here assumption the resistance value is varying and XL is fixed. A series RL circuit with varying resistance. So refer to the series RL circuit shown in figure A. So below with constant XL and varying R. So generally in series RL circuit, the current lags the voltage by an angle of theta. The theta value depends on inductive reactance value and resistance value. Here the current is I1 lags behind the applied voltage V by a phase angle of theta, and this theta equals to formula tan inverse of XL by R for the given value of R as shown in figure B below. Okay, this is one locus diagram. Here at a fixed resistance value, fixed resistance value, theta value also fixed value. So fixed resistance value, this current I lags the voltage by an angle of theta. So when R equals to 0, here R is varying from 0 to infinity. When R equals to 0, we can see that the current is maximum value. Okay, this is AC circuit. In case of AC circuit, the current I equals to V by Z. Current I equals to V by Z. Z equals to square root of R square plus XL square. So the current value inversely proportional to the inductive reactance value and resistance value. If resistance value is minimum, the current is maximum value. Here XL is fixed value, R is varying from 0 to infinity. If R equals to 0, the current is maximum. And in this case, at R equals to 0 case, the circuit acts as purely inductive circuit. In purely inductive circuit, the current lags the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. Okay. So when R equals to 0, we can see that the current is maximum and it equals to V by XL. Current I equals to V by square root of R square plus XL square. If R equals to 0, current I equals to V by XL, and it is lies along the I axis. Okay, this is I axis and it is V axis. So on phase angle equals to 90 degrees. In pure inductive circuit, we know that the current lags the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. So when R is increased from 0, now R is increased from 0 to infinity, the current gradually decreases. So why? Because the current is inversely proportional to the resistance value. If we increase the resistance value, current value decreases. So current value gradually reduces from V by XL to 0, and phase angle and also reduces from 90 degrees to 0. The phase angle equals to formula. Okay, phase angle theta equals to formula tan inverse of XL by R. So at R equals to 0, theta equals to tan inverse of infinity, so it equals to pi by 2. At R equals to infinity, so theta equals to tan inverse of XL by infinity, XL by infinity equals to 0, so theta equals to tan inverse of 0, tan inverse of 0 equals to 0. So finally at R equals to infinity, the current value equals to 0 and angle value also becomes 0. So as can seen from the figure, the tip of the current vector traces the path of a semicircle with its diameter along the positive I axis. Okay. So first this is the total diameter of the semicircle. So initially at r equals to 0, the current is maximum value and current lags the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. So now by increasing resistance value, the current decreases. The current decreases and finally it reaches to 0. At the same time, the angle also decreases. If we increase the resistance value, here resistance value are also inversely proportional to the phase angle. So if we increase the resistance value, the phase angle also reduces. So finally, at resistance value equals to infinity, theta value becomes 0. So here by varying r equals to 0 to infinity, current varies from V by XL to 0, angle varies from 90 degrees to 0. Okay, now we have to write the circle equation. So by using that circle equation, we can note down the center and the radius of the circle. So next the related equations are, so we know that current I equals to V by Z and sin theta equals to XL by Z. From this equation we can write Z equals to XL by sin theta and cos theta equals to R by Z. Okay, here resistance value is varying, XL is fixed. So that's why we have to express the impedance in fixed parameter. XL is fixed value, so that's why express impedance in terms of reactance value Z equals to XL by sin theta. So now they substitute Z in this equation. IL equals to V by XL into sin theta. Okay, for constant V and XL, the above expression for IL is the polar equation of a circle with diameter equals to V by XL as shown in figure above. Okay, this is the polar equation of the circle and its diameter equals to V by XL. So now circle equation for series RL circuit. So with fixed reactance and variable resistance. So from this diagram we can write the Ix and Iy. So x component of current, y component of current. This is the resultant current. So x component of current, Ix equals to IL into sin theta. Ix equals to IL into sin theta and Iy equals to IL into cos theta. Okay. So here this is the angle theta. So by applying cos theta, so we get cos theta equals to Iy by IL. So Iy equals to IL into cos theta. So this angle is 90 minus theta. So now by applying cos theta, we get Iy equation. Iy equals to IL into cos theta. Okay, Ix equals to IL into sin theta and Iy equals to IL into cos theta. So from the relations given above and earlier we get Ix equals to IL equals to V by Z, sin theta equals to XL by Z. So Ix equals to V by Z into XL by Z, it equals to V into XL by Z square. Next Iy equals to IL equals to V by Z, cos theta equals to R by Z. So Iy equals to V into R by Z square. So squaring and adding the above two equations, we get Ix square plus Iy square equals to V square into XL square plus R square by Z power 4. Okay, squaring and adding this above two equation, we get Ix square plus Iy square equals to this one. So it equals to V square. So R square plus XL square equals to Z square. V square into Z square divided by Z power 4. It equals to V square by Z square. So now from equation 1 above, so we have, okay, this is equation 1. So from this equation we can write Z square in terms of XL. So Z square equals to V into XL by Ix. Okay, next to substitute this equation in equation number 3. So we get Ix square plus Iy square equals to V square by Z square equals to V into XL by Ix. It equals to, okay, V by XL into Ix. Okay, here V cancel. So V by XL into Ix, or Ix square plus Iy square minus V by XL into Ix equals to 0. So now adding V by 2XL square to both sides, the above equation we can write. So Ix square plus Iy square minus V by XL into Ix equals to 0. So now add V by 2XL whole square on both sides. So we get Ix square. So minus here divide and multiply with 2 for this component. So 2 into V by 2 into XL into Ix plus v by 2xl whole square equals to okay, plus iy square equals to v by 2xl whole square. So we can write this is in terms of a minus b whole square form. So we can write ix minus v by 2xl whole square plus iy square equals to v by 2xl whole square. Okay, this equation we can write like this. So first one ix square. So this term we can write like this, 2 into okay, v by xl into ix. Okay, 2 into v by 2xl. Okay, v by xl into ix. You can write 2 into v by 2xl into ix plus v by 2xl whole square plus iy square, it equals to v by 2xl whole square. So we are adding v by 2xl whole square on both sides. Okay, now we can write this one. So up to this one, this is in the form of a minus b whole square. Here a is ix and b is v by 2xl. So this can be written as ix minus v by 2xl whole square plus iy square equals to v by 2xl whole square. Okay, v by 2xl whole square. So this is the circle equation. So x minus x1 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square equals to r square. Okay, general circle equation. So where the center of the circle equals to x1 comma y1. X minus x1 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square equals to r square. Circle equation with the center or origin x1 comma y1. So here x is ix and y is iy, r is v by 2xl. So x minus x1. So x component value equals to v by 2xl. So plus y minus y1. So iy minus 0 whole square. So y component value equals to 0. So it equals to r square. R equals to v by 2xl. So circle center equals to v by 2xl comma 0. And circle radius equals to v by 2xl square. Okay, this is the semicircle. The semicircle origin. So origin point equals to v by 2xl comma 0 and the semicircle radius equals to v by 2xl. Okay, radius equals to v by 2xl and origin equals to v by 2xl comma 0. Okay, next one. Okay, series RC circuit with varying resistance value. Okay, this is the circuit diagram. It is series RC circuit. Here capacitor reactance value equals to XC and resistance value equals to R. Here XC is fixed value, R is varying from 0 to infinity. Supply voltage is AC. So refer to the series circuit shown in figure. So below with constant XC and varying resistance. So it is series RC circuit. In case of series RC circuit, the current leads the applied voltage by an angle of theta and this theta equals to tan inverse of XC by R. So for a given value of resistance as shown in figure below. So on fixed resistance value, R value not equals to 0. Okay, in series RC circuit we know that current leads the voltage. Okay, this is the voltage phasor and it is current phasor. Generally the phasors are rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So here current leads the voltage by an angle of theta and this theta equals to tan inverse of XC by R. So for a given value of resistance as shown in figure below, so when R equals to 0, so the current is maximum value and it is equals to V by XC. So we know that current I equals to V by square root of R square plus XC square. When R equals to 0, current I equals to V by square root of XC square. It equals to V by XC and it is lies along the negative I axis. Phase angle equals to minus 90 degrees. Okay, when R equals to 0, the current leads the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. So when R is increased from 0 to infinity, the current gradually reduces from minus V by XC to 0 and phase angle also reduces from minus 90 degrees to 0. So as can be seen from the figure, the tip of the current vector traces the path of a semicircle, but now with its diameter along the negative current axis. Okay, here by increasing the resistance value, So at resistance equals to 0, this is the current vector, it is maximum value, and t equals to V by Xc, the current and voltage angle difference equals to 90 degrees when R equals to 0. Now by increasing resistance value, the current vector decreases and current vector rotating in a clockwise direction, okay, this direction. It means the theta value decreases. So initial angle equals to minus pi by 2. So by increasing the resistance value, the theta value decreases and finally it is reaches to 0. And also this is the negative current axis. So this current equals to minus V by Xc. So the current also reduces from minus V by Xc to 0 if we increase resistance value from 0 to infinity. Okay, now the circle equation for the RC circuit with fixed resistance, okay, with fixed reactance and variable resistance. So in same process, if you do like this, finally we get this equation. So Ix plus V by 2Xc whole square plus Iy square equals to V by 2Xc whole square. So for this equation, the center equals to minus V by 2Xc comma 0 and radius equals to V by 2Xc. Okay, total diameter equals to V by Xc and center equals to, okay, minus V by 2Xc comma 0. Okay, this is negative axis, so minus V by 2x comma 0 and radius equals to V by 2Xc. Okay, in this process all of you so complete this derivation. Okay, this is the final equation.